friends, and welcome back to another episode of Toilet Paper Tube TV from the art studio of the Maine Discovery Museum with Miss Trudy, that's me. Today I'm going to show you some more of the supplies that you need for awesome toilet paper tube craft and STEAM projects, science, technology, engineering, arts and math, and how you can hack some of them if you don't have them at your house. We talked about how to attach tubes to each other like this or like that, and attach things to the tubes and attach the tubes to other pieces of cardboard. And one of the most useful attachments that I can think of are brads. But not everybody has brads at their house. They're sort of like an office supply, and they are a craft supply, but you might not have them. So let me show you how to make your own. Brads are made out of metal that's bendable and doesn't break, so you can open them and close them, and you can bend them in any shape you want. Open, close, open, close. But there are other little pieces of metal at your house that you can use instead of the brads if you don't have them. There are these little guys right here, paper clips, and the larger paper clips. And if you're like me and you are really fidgety and like to do things with your hands at all times, you've probably spent a great deal of time bending and unbending paper clips anyways and putting them into different shapes like number ones and hearts and bunny ears. So you probably already know that paper clips can be straightened out and bent in any way and direction. Now this is a big paper clip, so if you open up this paper clip, it's kind of a little bit too big for a brad. So you need to ask your grown-ups for some help, because you can cut this wire into smaller pieces. You can't cut it with your scissors, trust me on that one. To cut wire, you need wire clippers, and this is a grown-up tool, okay? So get your grown-up, get your paper clips, and ask your grown-ups for some wire clippers. So grown-up, all you need to do is cut the wire clipper into a smaller piece. So snip, here you go. Now what you end up with is two kind of sharp and pointy pieces, okay? So one way to make them a little bit safer for kids is to run them over sandpaper a few times. You can also put a little dab of hot glue at the end to kind of create like a little ball. They're not too bad, but you know, just so you know, you've now created a teeny tiny edge right here. So you have your shorter paper clip, bend it in half like this. Okay. And then all you need to do, okay, so you have like, you know, you bend your little piece of paper clip in half, and you have this like U shape. And then if you want a flat top like this, so it doesn't stick out, all you need to do, these are different kind of pliers. You can use your wire clippers, just be careful you don't accidentally snip this off. And then you bend this over like that. Ta-da! Okay, and then put this through whatever hole it needs to go through to attach whatever pieces you want, and then you bend it, look, and look, and there you go, you have a brad. That's actually a pretty strong brad, it's a pretty solid brad. Now I'm going to show you how to make a brad out of a pipe cleaner. That's a little bit more kid friendly because there's no sharp edges and they can bend in themselves. If you don't know what pipe cleaners are made of, they're made out of wire and fuzzies. I don't know what the fuzzies are, but it's basically a bunch of fuzzies that are wrapped up into two pieces of wire. Ends are a little bit sharp, but there is a way to make them so safe that even a very small child, your preschooler, can handle them. So to make a brad out of a pipe cleaner, you just need to cut whatever length you want. Pipe cleaners can be cut with scissors. So you don't need wire clippers, but I have wire clippers, so I'm going to use them. So, cut this up. And you need a bead. If you have those little pony beads kicking around your house somewhere, we have tons of them. They're literally everywhere in the museum. There are probably some on the floor right now. There you go. Put the bead in the middle, and poof, 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 poof. You have a brad. Okay, down and poof, poof, ta-da. If you're worried about you can, if you want to make this like extra durable, you can twist the little bead in place so it doesn't slide off. It won't slide off because it will be part of a bigger structure, but you know, in case you have kids who are like really interested in moving the beads around. And if you want to make these pokey ends just a little bit safer for very young engineers and tinkerers, you can suspend over the edges like that, like this, and then this becomes really, really, really safe because we tucked in the cut pieces. Right, and there's your little brad. So this is a simple hack to make a safe brad if you don't have office brads. And if you want to make a really fancy brad and you have any leftover buttons kicking around your house, and again, the museum has a little bucket of buttons, which is great. Thank you, community, for donating buttons. But you probably have at least a few of them kicking around your house. You can make a brad out of a button and a piece of pipe cleaner too by doing the same thing you do with the bead. Take your pipe cleaner and stick it through. Oh wait, I want the fancy side on top because, you know, I'm envisioning a project where you can actually see that button. It's really fiddly, I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh, come on, there you go. Stick it through like that. See? And ta-da! Brad. Alright, so we talked about different ways to attach toilet paper tubes to each other and other things. And then the only other stuff you need is whatever your imagination and your household can scrounge up. Literally your usual tinkery kind of junk drawer craft supplies. Buttons, bottle caps, straws, skewers. If you don't have these at your house because it's not barbecue season right now, you can use straight sticks that you can find outside. And then literally any little pieces of craft supplies like scrap paper and ribbon and whatever fun things you want to use for your project. So now that we talked about everything we need to get ready and we know all the safety measures and the tools and how to use them safely, let's do some cool projects. And we at the Maine Discovery Museum, we can't wait to see what you can come up with. Toilet paper tubes for our toilet paper tube TV.